It is of great pleasure to know that you are watching the Uganda Catholic Television. Thank you very much, and we do appreciate you. This is UCTV News on this Thursday, the 10th day of April 2025. Welcome. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. The acting leader of opposition in Parliament, Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi, has urged all opposition members of Parliament who may have received the controversial 100 million Uganda shillings cash bonanza to return the money immediately, warning that failure to do so could have serious consequences. Speaking during a press conference at Parliament today, Kivumbi condemned the alleged distribution of funds, which some claim is a reward for MPs' support of the recently passed coffee bill, or part of a strategy to ease the passing of an amendment of the UPDF Act that would allow civilians to be tried in the military court.
Since the last few days, there's been a cash bonanza at Parliament where each member of Parliament who is willing is being given 100 million. It's not in doubt that that is true. And one, we want to, as the opposition, we want to state that one, we condemn the continued behavior by General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for using this approach and weaponizing money and making it a modus operandi on how to stigmatize, dehumanize, and destroy the institution of Parliament and destabilize kind of our politics in general. So we understand the public hunger towards this institution. We are with you and we feel with you. But let's give it history. When there's been anything fundamental in this country, General Museveni has always chosen not to use the power of persuasion and the power of reason. He has always chosen to either do two of the things. One, if necessary, use force to beat up people, to intimidate people, to threaten people, to create fear, to have his way. But now he discovered that money has the same effect as an AK-47. It can kill, it can destroy. So he's now, from the time we started with, long time ago, when he wanted the term limit lifted, the president, we owe it to Ssekikubo then. He broke the good Frederick Ssekikubo then. I don't know his stand now, but then he came out and gave it to Uganda that 5 million. By then, that is it 15, 20 years ago, it was a substantial amount of money. That 5 million was being given out. And it was to all MPs, and then the effect is the term limits were lifted. In between the lifting of the age limit, there was the 29 million, which was given to members of Parliament through our account, and which so many of us who were in Parliament then had the opportunity, because it was on our account, to refund that money. Now, they realize once they do that, we always have a chance to return this money. They found it a non-starter. Now they adopted a new method. That new method is where money is given to members of Parliament in envelopes. And it has become a reality. This time around, we've spoken to friends, we've gathered credible intelligence. Of course, you are not going to tell us, put that hard proof, but it's now common knowledge that this 100 million was given out. And this 100 million was also passed by Parliament on a classified account of State House. Now, this animal called it classified, even the last 40 million that caused the problems here, was also passed on classified account. This classified account and the manner in which we pass supplementaries is a testimony to the abuse that is occurring in this Parliament. We encourage the leadership of Parliament to always give opportunity and ample time for members of Parliament to scrutinize the supplementary or a budget and know exactly what they are passing. This omnibus passing of supplementary one day and people pass with the promise of this nature of inducement, we condemn it. We also want it opened, even accountability. We have an institution where the speaker passes out as the chairperson of the classified account. The husband, a member. Chimoso, a member. And tells you, myself as a chairperson, I'm a member. And none has ever been called since I've been a chair. So that's why they're hiding away this kind of money. But for all our members, one, we want to beseech you, each one single one of you, not to fall prey to this. We want to beseech you on behalf of the leadership of the opposition in Parliament and outside the Parliament, generally, across our political diversity. Please, this is bad money. We shouldn't fall prey to this game of General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. For those who could have received, we want to encourage you to find courage to return it. Find it within your heart, if you received this money, to return this money. And for us to attest to all of you who have not taken the money, we have passed a resolution. Each member is going to sign on the resolution to say, I did not receive the money and I'm not taking it. And you condemn it, and the signing starts now. Now, whoever will fail to sign, we will know you took the money. Because that is the simple test. It's all members of the opposition. I speak for the opposition and also by Ugandans who believe that this money is bad money. Please, you are going to sign. And this signing will be put to the public.
The Ministry of Education and Sports has launched a nationwide baseline education census aimed at improving planning and policy formation within the education sector. The exercise, which commenced on April 7th, is being conducted by the Uganda Bureau of Statistics with cost taxpayers' money 27 billion shillings. The baseline education survey seeks to gather comprehensive data on learners, teaching and non-teaching staff, and educational infrastructure. Now, according to the ministry's officials, the findings will play a critical role in evidence-based decision-making and long-term development strategies in the education sector.
The baseline education census is a comprehensive exercise that aims to collect data on various aspects of the education sector. In this context, the data collected will be used to inform policy decisions and improve the education sector of the country. According to the State Minister for Primary Education, Joyce Morikadichu, the exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country, starting with the Greater Kampala, seeking authentic data on learners, teaching and non-teaching staff, learning institutions' identity, infrastructure, among others.
And we are going down to ensure we count each and every learner, the teachers, teaching and non-teaching staff, infrastructure, learning materials, the facilities in our schools, in our institutions, as far as the sports facility. So it's going to be a comprehensive census. And this is going to give us accurate information that all of us need for planning purposes, for decision making, for resource utilization.
Minister Kaduchu emphasizes that the exercise aims to gather specific data on Uganda's education institutions, which couldn't be found on the Education Management Information System, EMIS, or the recently published Uganda Bureau of Statistics report.
The targets that I've just read, these items, they were not in the recently concluded statistics. For example, institutional identity, whether this school was licensed or not, whether the school is registered or not, and the infrastructure in terms of size, in terms of number, in terms of availability, it was not there. And this exercise is taking place in the school, in the institution, with the emphasis on head count, with the emphasis of counting what is available on the ground. Meanwhile, the recently concluded UBOS activities took place at the household level.
According to Vincent Sozi, the Assistant Commissioner of Statistics, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ministry of Education, the exercise will also help the ministry eliminate ghost learners and reduce ghost accountability, where the government often funds non-existent obligations.
The Bureau, together with us, now we are saying, let's send the enumerators to get a comprehensive picture of what is in these schools, okay? And in a way, they will be able to help us validate some of the information that we have.
Didaka Sokoth, the Principal Public Relations Officer at the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, reaffirms the Bureau's commitment to delivering accurate and reliable statistical data. This pledge aims to prevent discrepancies like those encountered during the previous National Population and Housing Census.
The Bureau is, basing on the previous experiences, I can assure you that we are 100% prepared, and all the technical team have been working day and night to ensure that this exercise is very successful. And the truth be told, with your support.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, 4,000 out of 8,500 enumerators have been trained and are currently conducting the exercise in the Greater Kampala. The data collection effort is scheduled to run from April 7th to June 30th and aims to enumerate approximately 80,000 learning institutions. Joseph Kabale, Uctv News.
Policymakers in Amoro district have arrested Lukamoyo Richard, the focal point person for the Youth Livelihood Program, over allegations of embezzlement of 200 million Uganda shillings intended to support youth initiatives across several sub-counties. Lukamoy is accused of breaching program guidelines, manipulating the selection of beneficiaries, and forging signatures to facilitate the fraud. The arrest has sparked outrage among youth and local leaders who are calling for full accountability and describing the incident as a part of a recurring trend of corruption that continues to undermine youth empowerment efforts in the district.
Amuro has a lot of problems, not only corruption. There is even misunderstanding between staff and political leaders in the district, whereby the recruitment, I could see our staff in the district are not qualified staff. How can a focal point person for youth livelihood fail to verify a file and submit to the district for district approvals? So there are a lot of errors and unqualified staff in the district where I think government should take charge.
Out of the 6 strong guidelines which were supposed to be followed in the selection of the group was not followed. The first one was the community engagement was not done. The selection of the group was also not done. The group were just unpicked. So when we realized all these guidelines, the 6 of them, none of them was followed, except these people are Ugandan out of the 6 because they said the beneficiary must be a Ugandan. All the documents were false because the stamp of the town council youth chairperson is not there. The LOC1 stamp is not there. The village chairperson of the youth council, none of them have signed the form. So we see there's a lot of irregularities in the form.
The CDO for Amuru Town Council brought in the files for Youth Livelihood and Uganda Women Empowerment Funds programs, but when we tried to peruse through the file, my executive noticed that the file for the YLP or the Youth Livelihood has some gaps. The community members were not involved. There was no transparency in choosing this group. Secondly, the principle of equities was not realized in the project's selection. Thirdly, the youth leaders were not involved in this program of the youth selections. So when the youth also come in my office with the same complaint, I decided to call for a meeting so that we can have a dialogue and we see how we can settle this one out. The reason I've ordered for the arrest of the focal point person, he admitted, he wrote and forwarded this file to the next stage without verifying, and the LOC1 of the LOC1 chairperson did not sign on this file. The LOC3 chairperson did not sign on this file. The youth chairperson also did not sign on this file. And now what disturbed me a lot was having the name, the signature of the LOC3 chairperson extracted from the web file and transferred to the youth file, meaning that there is total fraud in this file. That's why I have asked him, not only him, even the CDO will definitely be picked. Even we are going to, now that is now police matter, but even the cow, because if it is true that the file has reached the ministry, can they justify how the file reaches the ministry without these people all signing?
Business group.
Thank you very much for watching UCTV News. We are going to take a break. We'll be back with more stories.
UCTV, good news for all.
Radio Purchase, the best value-based community radio in Eastern Africa, running 24/7 with professional staff and solar energy backup of up to 500 kilowatts peak. We rock the whole of northern Uganda and the world using 7 languages on 90.9 FM and 94.5 FM in Arua on Ediofe Hill, 99.7 FM at Moyo on Adua Hill, 101.4 FM at For God in Gulu, and online at www.radiopurchase.org or download the Radio Purchase app from Google Play Store and Apple Store. Radio Purchase, peace of Christ for all.
That's it for our international news highlights. It is time for Today in History. And that's it for the Thursday edition of UCTV News. My name is Sande Gloria Aboch.